Hi, so normally I read books for my sister's children. They're very far away and I love them very much and I love my family. And I have now shared my channel and stories with students that I teach and students that I have taught. And I have a friend at work who was nice enough to take me to see Frozen 2, which was super awesome. And I got to meet her amazing daughters. They're adorable. And she let me borrow two books that I'm going to read after I suggested that she read Snowman at Night. So that one's coming. I love that story so much. But in the meantime, I have two stories from Nia and Ava, and I'm going to read one of them now. It's called Snowman, named Just Bob. It's a great story. Written by Kimball Moulton, illustrated by Karen Hillard Crouch. All right, so let's take a look. I love this one. Had to get my glasses. Okay, but now I'm ready. A snowman named Just Bob. Beautiful illustrations in the beginning. A wonderful dedication page that says, "For our treasured families and friends, the moon, the stars, tiny little snowflakes, carrots, and each other, and all the innocent bystanders who get caught up in the magic." I love that. And even a page where somebody should write who gave this book to my friends Nia and Ava. Okay. It was late that one Thanksgiving when Bob first came to me, a joyful day of food and fun with friends and family. We'd feasted well, as I recall, on Mother's fine cooked fare, then settled down to rest a while and nap without a care. No one knew what was to be as daylight grew quite dim, that soon our lives would change so much simply because of him. The weatherman reported that no snow was due that night, but as we slept, the clouds rolled in, obscuring all the light. And though that weatherman had tried, he never could have said just what was forming in the sky directly overhead. Now, there are some words here you might not know what they mean, like obscuring. But if I were to read that part of the sentence again, that says, "But as we slept, the clouds rolled in, obscuring all the light." And we know that clouds are below the sun. You could probably guess what that means. Using context clues to figure out words you don't know. Great strategy. Okay, the moon grew bright, then disappeared, then broke into a laugh. The stars began to dance a jig, the clouds just split in half. In retrospect, I do believe that magic came that night. No ordinary storm, you see, could stir up such a sight. The sky began to whip around, then settled on its way. The wind skipped lightly through the trees, inviting me to play. And late that eve, there fell the first exquisite tiny flake. If you look carefully at this snowflake, you might be able to see how simple it would be to draw that or illustrate it for yourself, which could be really fun. Followed by another, and still others in their wake. And this is when I dare to say that Bob first came to be, as peace fell lightly like a robe over every hill and tree. He fell upon my windowsill, he landed in my hair, he frosted all my neighbors' homes and blew throughout the air. Just when it seemed the storm might pass, or at least be quite mild, the moon came out and gave a wink, and then stood back and smiled. 'Twas like he knew the answer to a real-life mystery, a delightful understanding that would soon be clear to me. The snow took on an eerie cast, first pink, then blue, then gold. Then anxious little whirlwinds leaped around my feet so bold. Suddenly I heard Bob whisper. His voice was soft and kind. He asked me if I'd help him then, if I was so inclined, to gather up those many flakes and roll them in a ball, till he could be and be with me in shape and form and all. "But Bob," I cried, "I just don't know where you are in all of this, 'cause all of you is everywhere throughout this snowiness. You're scattered over everything. How do you recommend that I gather all your goodness up and make a perfect friend?" 'Twas then Bob shared a secret, and I knew just what to do, for he whispered these few words to me that I now share with you. Friendship is a simple thing. The clue is just to start, as long as it is built on trust and love from in your heart. Oh, not just how to build a snowman, but how to make a new friend. I ran into my mother's house to wake those sleepy folk. I bid them come and help me to roll and pat and poke and build that grand old snowman and do a right good job to bring to life my special friend, my snowman named just Bob. We laughed and sang and ran about as Bob began to be. We gathered up what we would need. Everything was free. Some coal for eyes, a carrot nose, some sticks, a scarf, a hat, a smile so wide it warmed your heart, a coat, and that was that. Perhaps you may think so far that magic ruled that day, but so far will seem like nothing compared to what was on its way. For this is when our new friend Bob decided to awake. He opened up his twinkling eyes, his belly, it did shake. His voice, I do remember, was something of a dream. His countenance so pleasing, unearthly it did seem. And though you might be doubtful, a talking friend made out of snow? This is what we heard from Bob. He wanted us to know. You've given me my eyes, so I might see and blink, a mouth, a hat, a carrot nose, so I might speak and think. The scarf indeed is cozy. It's sure to keep me warm, and thank you all for giving me such a shapely form. I hope it snows aplenty, so I might stay and share in all your loving friendship, your thoughtful, tender care. But when it warms, or if in spring you miss that I'm not near, put a sign in your front yard that reads just, Bob was here. Well, that was it. 'Twas all Bob said, that dreamy, starry night. He said his piece, he closed his eyes, yet everything seemed right. We all joined in celebration, for his message was quite clear that just like all good, faithful friends, Bob is always near. So in the springtime, when the weather got warmer, they did just what he said. they put up a sign that said Bob was here. So I think it's important to remember from this story that even if your friends or family are far away, they still love you. I hope you loved it. Bye.